Sorry, I've been neglecting this channel so much. I'm back with another video. I couldn't sleep today. It's 4:30 and I just decided, you know what? We're going to analyze my sprinting form against some of the best starters. Today, that's what we got. Let's get into it. So first, we have let me get right. Sorry. So first, I'm going to show what Christian Coleman looks like and how he performs his block start. And then I'm going to go to my block start and show you what I don't like about mine and what I like about his. So first, he's in set, right? Let's look how he is leaning not too much over the line. Like his head, you can tell, is over the line a little bit. His head is over the line just a tad. And his angles look good. You can see his shins are pointing to drive down the track. He has a little bit of rounding in his back, but that's okay. That's proper mechanics. That's something called like reflex reaction or some shit. I'm not a scientist or anything, but I'm still learning this shit. So sorry for the cuss. How do you clear? Hold on, chat. All right, so you can see that he has good angles, right? But let's just play the video a little bit. I wanna really focus on his first step and his second step, because that's something that I've been struggling with. So let's let it play a little bit. You see that right there? Boom, perfect triple extension. His, as you can see, his hands 90 degrees, not perfect 90, but his hands 90 degrees, and he has a big split. That's what you want. You want to like expand yourself as much as you can in the shortest amount of time. Well, straight, obviously. Expand as much as you can straight, and then this key part right here, his foot is gonna land behind his hips. That right there is called a negative step. Now, what this angle that we're looking at is not perfect, but we can still see that he's working and he's pushing down the track properly. This is his first step of his drive phase. His quads are going to be loaded, ready to push for his next step. His extension is good. He got off the blocks. He got off the pad. Everything is good. Like, Christian Coleman is the iconic start that you want, right? So let's go to the next step. Boom, as you see, as I said, lands behind his hips, gets all the push. He does, when he starts, you can see that he leans a little bit, but he's putting so much force into the ground, your body has to rotate over your hips. That's a little bit expected, but his is not an entire collapse. When I was running, I collapsed, but I'll show you that. His switch speed is good. As you see, he's dragging his foot through, and at the same time that he's pressing this other foot that he has, that he's dragging through, the one that was last on the blocks, that one that he's dragging through is coming by at the same time that this front quad, the first step, is being loaded. This step is being loaded, and that next step is ready to go and dang near be placed on the track. Shin still pointing down the track. Boom. Lands again under / behind his hips. Look at his foot. That's not a perfect line, but look where his foot is at. Behind him. He can't stand up. He literally cannot. It's gonna defy physics. If he stands up, he's just gonna stop. So he's putting himself in perfect place to get the best drive phase. As we know, he's known starter, world record 60-meter holder, right? So another second step, boom, under his hips, out in front. Posture still looking good. He doesn't break his posture. 90 arms again. Let's see where his third step lands him. Good drive, good push. He doesn't just get nowhere off of that second step. It actually propels him forward again. Head still down, as you can see. A lot of people like to pop up. Bang, third step lands like under the hips, lands under the hips. But he hasn't even loaded that quad yet, for real. Boom, loads the quad. And he's under himself, ready to push again. Still, let's look at the angles. Let's look at the degrees that he's at, right? He's still focused down the track. He can't hit top speed. This is not braking forces or anything. This is exactly what you want when you look at your runner, or when you look at a good drive phase. Great extension again. Boom. And I didn't focus on this part, but I'll point it out. Look at his heels, right? You see how his heel is not touching the ground, nothing collapses. No matter where we're at. Heels. Let's look at the heels again. It doesn't matter what spot you point to, his heel is never on the ground. It's good ankle stability. You love to see that. Look at this. Look how high he is on his second step. This is his second step, right? Look how high he is. That's key to proper shin angles and getting down the track as fast as you want to. Let's see. Play from here. Boom. Let's see when he applies. His ankle is this fucking high. A lot of you, me personally, I wish that my fucking ankle would ever be this high when I run on the track. I might just be too damn fat for my ankle to stay there, but that is perfect ankle stability and exactly what you need to run a good 60, a good 100, or whatever you're looking for. Let's go to the next video. Marcel Jacobs, what, 2024, 2023 Olympic champ, right? This guy, brilliant start. Nobody, and he won the world indoors. I don't think he got too much credit for that, but people have been dogging on him because he's been hurt. But this guy is still a fucking great starter, and everybody, when he came up, when he did his big one, everybody was on his body. So we're gonna analyze this guy too, right? As you can see, good. The angles is not, but this is good angles. I promise you. Let's see it if we measure from back here. That's not bad. That's probably like 120. That's not bad. Everything looks like his body is all pointing to, let's go here, let's go here, right? This guy, his back is a little bit more flat, I would say. Like, he's gonna have to pop up a little bit more too when he goes. But as you can see, his is down the track with a little bit of rounding. That's what you want when you start. And what I really want to focus on with Marcel is his negative steps. I mean, when you think of like pushing behind you, I think this is a great example of it. Let's go. Set. right? Try to speed that up a little bit. Huh. Bro's hands are off the ground before this guy can even react, and he's gonna pick his head up. He's gonna pick his head up before. I just wanted to show you the difference between an elite Olympic champ and somebody that's like kind of decent. He's gonna pick his head up before he says, well, as he says go. This guy is, as you can see, his heels, his feet are engaged in the blocks. They're pushing off. They're ready to push already. They're ready to push, and hands are off the ground, ready to get to work. Well, ready to split and rip, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So let's see his first step. Good angles, super loaded quad. Like, he can only fly, go. He literally cannot. He can't go up. He can't go up. He has to go this way because of how his angles look, because of how his feet are engaged. Everything in his block start is preparing him to properly go down the track. Look at this. Can you guys hear that? Damn. Some. Alright. Shit, never wake me up ever before. Let's see. Now, let's just let him land. Before this motherfucker even lands, he's pushing down. That me, if I can get that, I'll be the happiest man in the world, right? Huh. Lands. As he lands, look where his other foot is. As he lands, look where his other foot is. Right next to it, ready to go again. That's what you want from your block start. That's what you want from your switch speed. That's what you want when you run. He's by it already. His arms are in good sync. Now, let's just watch the guy in the back compared to, he hasn't even took his first step yet. Marcel's almost on his second. That's the difference between a fucking 6 low and a 7. That amount right there. He's on his first step, working on his second. He's completed his first step, working on his second, pushing from his quads, hamstrings, ankles, calves, everything, going on to his second step, and this guy hasn't even landed. So, boom, he lands, right? You can't see him, but even when he lands, his heel's a little bit higher than Marcel, how Marcel was. Marcel's second step damn near came on his ankle. Like, I don't know how he got his feet that low. That's kind of ridiculous to see. But you see this guy in the back, his heel is not as high as Coleman's, as we can see, and his low heel recovery is not really that low. I mean, that's not terrible, but that you can work with that. You can actually get a lot from that. Usain Bolt, all those Jamaican sprinters do the same kind of thing, right? But the difference is where his foot at is when he's trying to push off. Now his foot is almost nearly extended, and he's just getting by his ankle. Let's see, Mark. Get this off my screen. Alright. That's the second step, right? Boom. A little bit of collapse in the ankle, but still good negative step. The only thing is right here, like, you see how his body, his angle, his shin looks like this, and his back looks like this. As you can tell, the two angles are different. This one is a little bit more horizontal, and this one is a little bit more vertical. This is going to stop you when you try and accelerate. You're trying to accelerate in your first phase, right? This is going to stop you. This is going to prevent you from stepping backwards, because it's going to be hard for him to land like right here or something. But on his first step, he kept that shin a little bit more back. His foot should probably be like back here. His knee can be in the same spot, knee drive in the same spot, but the way his shin is, his shin angle should be like a little bit more back here, and then he can take a back step. But he's still able to negative step. Boom, lands under his hips. Dang there. Applies force under. When he's applying on this quad, right here on this quad, he's under his hips. Third step. It's gonna be a negative step again. Right under. Oh shit, I didn't even realize let's see. I know this is very slow-mo. Bang, under his hips. He's gonna apply force and he's gonna be under his hips. When he's applied, he's under his hips. That's good work. Let's see the third step. If he was lower, he would be looking crazy. But this is still very, very good. Both feet in the air. This one is dang near at the beginning of like your plant phase, like where you plant in your stride. This foot hasn't even landed yet. I don't know how his body works, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of crazy. Now he's gonna land under his hips again on his third step. Way back. He's able to get all that just in like a frame. As you can see, under his hips, ready to push down the track still. Good quad loading. And you can see the distance that he's creating on this guy. Just because of a proper drive phase and good mechanics. And his heel is not breaking down as much. Is this shit going backwards? Because I'm definitely pressing backwards. Let's see. Boom. Still no collapse. Push off. That was also a negative step. It's just not as slow, so we're not gonna be able to see frame by frame. That's good. That's really fucking good work. Alright, now let's go to my abysmal running career. It's like, no. Alright. Now this is me. I wish we were in the same direction, but we're not, so it's whatever. Alright, I want to focus on when I get in my set, right? Set. I'm in my set now. Not yet. Yeah, I'm in my set now, right? Look how far. Well, I don't know if you remember when I was talking about Coleman and Marcel Jacobs. The line is here. I'm leaning way over line. What I'm trying to critique this in my running. I noticed it, and I said this is an easy fix. This doesn't take long. It's just it's a couple of habits that you have to work out of yourself, right? Line is here, and look how much I'm leaning over it. I already leaned at the beginning of on your mark, right? Let's just play till we actually get in the set. I'm already leaning, right? As you can see, I'm already leaning over the line. When then I get more over the line, it's gonna be impossible to raise my hips up anymore and actually get the 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 angles that they were at, right? Let's look at mine. 120-ish, 130-ish, but the way you seen them, this front leg was not as exaggerated. This front leg is it's in a push position, but I would like it to be like a little bit more here. I feel like my hips can get higher. I don't know. That's something that I noticed from Coleman and Jacobs. Like those guys, their back is a little bit more rounded. My back is completely flat. I look like the dude in the Pumas. I'm about to get worked. All right, let's see. First step, engage with the blocks, kind of good. Let's slow this down. Hands off the line, good. Now with the straight arm I feel like is a killer. I know there's still a lot of athletes that do this, and it's not exact. It's not death by any means, but I feel like there's a lot more power and a lot less time wasted when you automatically just get to your split and rip position in 90. So look how much traveling this hand is gonna have to do, right? Look how much traveling this hand is gonna have to do to. That is not it. Hold on. Look how much traveling this hand is gonna have to do to get all the way like over here or something, right? I'm freestyling on this app, but this is my first time using this shit. But let's just watch the hand from now. Let's just watch the hand for now. Boom, 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 boom. And then I finally get into the position. Instead, if we watch the other hand, that hand is just in like 90 degrees. Boom, it hits 90. Look how easy it is for it to get where I want to get it. 90. Bang, 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 bang. Now it does open up a little bit, but I'm there. I'm there. This I do a little bit of I'm not sure and I don't get what I want. So let's look at the first step. Now let's look at the first step where I actually land and my foot placement. Good extension, good triple extension, good triple extension. Almost Coleman-esque. Call me Christian Coleman. Triple extension, John. But when I land, my foot is still going forward instead of pushing backwards. And that makes me not as good as it could have been. When you see Marcel Jacobs, he got here and he pushed back. When you see me, I get here and I'm pushed down. Ankle collapse isn't crazy. I'm loading the quad. This isn't too bad. I'm next to the foot. Decent push. And now, look at this angle and this angle. That's good. If it stays right there, that's good. Drive the knee a little bit more, and maybe you could say like, get right here with the shin angle instead of being right here. But let's see, I haven't even stepped. Boom. So I'm still over the hips. In previous runs, my body would collapse and I would be lean to the right and all that kind of stuff on the second step. But this isn't bad. This is no. Let me rephrase that. This is fucking terrible. when I land, right, good good ankle stability. But look how far I am. I'm pushing from my quad now. I'm still over my hips. It's gonna take from here to here. Let's delete everything else. It's gonna take from here, from the start of that line to here to get over my hips and actually start pushing again. That's slowing me down. Plus, his foot is starting to kick up already. Now I can finally push and try and accelerate again. Look at this step. Look at this. That's completely different. Those lines don't look the same. I'm going to overstep again. I'm getting ready to overstep again for the third time. And I only got one good step in. Realistically, I was only under my hips or past my hips on the first step. And barely even that. So there's a lot you can just see from those first couple of steps that, like, this is why you cannot even race with these guys. This is why. Boom. If the rest of the video played, you would just seen like somebody land straight under themselves, like straight flat-footed. I've been a horrific sight. Would make me throw up. Ha. Where am I gonna land? There's no way I can land back here. There's no way I can land back here. It's gonna be impossible. But that all comes from the block, right? That's all gotta come from the block. Look how far I'm leaning. Look how far I'm leaning. There's no way. There's no way I can get what I want. Especially with the feet path, the footpath that my body is taking. That's not bad. Not bad. Boom. Not bad. Now, the triple extension is achieved. There's no need to go any farther than this, but my knee keeps driving. And then I just shoot down. There's no backwards movement in my feet. None. There's no backwards movement in my feet. So, you get this. Subpar. Engage the hips. Engage the quad. I'm past the hips. I'm behind the hips a little bit. And then the second step is just set up terribly. Body angle, the trunk wise, not bad. But when we look at this knee is going to keep driving. And this shin is going to come all the way out here. It's going to flatten out. And it's going to set you to, instead of landing back here, you're going to land over here. Now I land over here. I could have landed over here. And I could have been able to push myself with my quads and my calves and my ankles down the track more, instead of having to brake. Because now I have to brake and get these hips over this foot just to go forward again. You want to be behind your hips as much as you can, because the center of your mass is right there, right? So you just want to boom, 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 boom. Push as much backwards as you can. I'm not gonna lie, that's it for this video. I didn't expect to be recording for 30 minutes. I didn't even realize I wasted that much of y'all time. If y'all got something good from this, drop a like, drop a follow. I'm gonna be doing more in IRL stuff, and all that is coming. Just wait for outdoor, and peace. I love y'all.